But anyway, he brought a terrible lot of sunshine into my lives and to the lives both across the river, the Finuge Bridge and here. Sean brought a lot of sunshine into people's lives. God love him. Sean wasn't well. He stayed in the house. He booked a place above on Church Street and he never slept there one night. I put him inside in my own place and he stayed there. Fate him and kept him. He was like the flight into Egypt. But one of the more things I want to say about this house. I spent my youth here. My aunts, I don't know, wreck of our granduncle's priest, and the Sheehans, Neil and the Belly, all they used to wash the colours and stiffen the colours for the priest. And I spent my childhood there, and I used to give me a pan of water and put my 2 legs into it because I wore no shoes going to school. I never wore a shoe. I never ate enough anyway either. And I used to put my 2 legs into the pan of water to keep them warm until those shirts were done, until they're ready to go home. Now, I would like to say, God, that the years ahead may be kind to each and every one of people here in Finuge, and especially to our great friend Jimmy Dean, who has done a lot of work for Finuge. And also, I would like to say a lot of mercy in Maureen Beasley and all Boggy Lane, where I lived. My mother was a Finuge woman. God love her. She died. I didn't know her. I never knew her. In the story, may the years ahead be kind to you. God bless you all.
Now we'll hand over now to the Bogadeers and Father Maura, and you're welcome to stay for the entertainment. Victor Hayes is the director. Right, Victor?
In me, by the ancient order of Bogadeers, I welcome you all here, and I hope that that this house brings the sound again of many dances, gambles, all kinds of debauchery, funerals, wakes, christenings, births, and maybe marriages, who knows. To begin with, you might all come in here a bit closer to us now, so that we don't be running our get-on off.
In the twilight of life, as my soul seeks repose, in the memory of days that have been, there's a tear and a smile that entwine to disclose of the joys and the sorrows I've seen. But of all I've encountered on life's weary ways, nothing e'er can such sweetness bestow as to think once again of the bright happy days round the old-fashioned fire long ago. It's well I remember the long winter's night when the ramblers so welcome would call, with the turf fire ablaze and the dells shining bright, and peace like a mantle o'er all. Saviour who died that the souls of all men might be free, there I land in peace with all men to abide, but sorrow too swift came to me. 'Twas there at the Heartstone Island to pray, from a mother I briefly did know. For the angels in heaven, they called her away from the old-fashioned fire long ago.
Tell me.
70 years.
70 years. My God. Wait, what?
This is a story that was told by Dan Kane from my van, and it concerns the birth of a young child in North Kerry many years ago at the stroke of midnight. The man of the house said, "We don't know whether he was born yesterday or tomorrow." But immediately the child was born, a strange thing happened. Didn't he speak? And didn't he say, I'll be dead in 3 hours' time, and my mother will be dead in 3 days' time, and my father will be dead in 3 weeks' time. By God, that was strange too, because the child looked as healthy as a hare. But anyway, to cut a long story short, wasn't he dead within the 3 hours? The woman of the house went about her business because she didn't place much store on that kind of thing. But at the stroke of midnight, 3 days later, wasn't she stone dead? The man of the house was in an off state. He was worried sick. I mean, what would you do if you were in his situation, like? The first thing he did anyway was he went to confession. And then he went to communion. And then he did his Easter duty, and he paid his Easter dues, and he said the rosary day and night. But time travels fast, and in no time at all, the 3 weeks was up, and he was there inside in his kitchen in front of the turf fire, praying, praying, praying until the rosary beads were worn down to nothing. And 'twas 11:30, and then 'twas 20 to 12, and 1/4 to 12, and 10 to 12, and 5 to 12, and 3 minutes to 12. And then the clock went 1, 2, and there was an unnatural thud at the door. And then he heard the voice of the child once again, who said, "Mourn not for your son, for you never had none. Neither mourn for your wife. She was faithless to thee, as plain you can see, for the tough man is dead at the door."